think he just went in.
No, he's right behind us. He's about to get in. Our sweet, sweet prince is finally on the pod.
We're not allowed to say his name.
I haven't said his name and I won't. Our sweet, sweet prince is here.
He's gonna keep his head behind the headrest so his face doesn't get seen.
That's not true.
Did you bring your groceries?
I did.
Or did you bring road soda?
I'm a trash bag, so I brought road sodas.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I love this guy.
I do too.
Smells like
I brought you road sodas too.
Oh, you already cracked them?
They're in my bag.
We think alike.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing special, so if you have something fancier, go nuts.
I got some good stuff.
You might have you have a microphone back there. It might be under some of your stuff.
Might be under your shelf.
I wish I was under there instead of driving.
Hi,
Hi.
fellas.
I haven't seen you in a fucking dog's age, dude.
It's been a minute.
I know.
Yo, shout out to
Let me-
dogs and ages.
Yo,
Let me put on my seatbelt.
Yeah.
Dog age, man.
Yo, speaking of that, I've been on a Golden Girls kick lately.
Is it good?
It's so good. Blanche was dating this guy who was like a Pilates instructor or some shit, who was younger than.
Which one's Blanche?
Blanche is the old slutty one, with the only one that doesn't have white hair.
Fucking
Rue McClanahan.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm seeing this man. He's about 5 years younger than me. And Dorothy, without missing a beat, goes, in what, Blanche? Dog years? Fucking
And Dorothy's the dumb one, Betty White, right?
Nah, Betty White is Rose. Dorothy is B. Arthur.
Can't keep
The
track.
real kind of butch one.
Yeah, with the deep voice and she's tall and stuff.
Like, I've seen Golden Girls episodes over the course of my life because it's kind of impossible not to.
It's so good.
But I just never did a deep dive.
It's all.
I don't want to deep dive into any shows ever unless it's something super, super interesting. But
It's so funny.
if it's just something like that where it's like 30-minute joke show,
26
you know what I mean?
minutes.
Like,
Perfect.
I'm fine with that. But if it's like a Netflix show where it's an hour and it's a drama, it's got to be something really
It's the same length as like a Perfect Bob's Burger episode.
22 minutes.
It's about that.
Yeah.
Might be 23.
I'm even behind on Bob's Burgers, dude.
Inexcusable.
Life just gets in your way, dude.
I think I'm like one season in for Bob's Burgers.
Oh,
I do enjoy it.
It's a great show.
Dude, I can watch it any fucking time.
Yeah.
I love that show.
The first two seasons are pretty lawless. Then it kind of finds out where it's supposed to be. The first two seasons are like really, really silly, but then it gets, a little more even keeled. Back inside.
Mateo Lane said it best. Golden Girls is the best if you start at season. It's only 7 seasons.
Oh, really?
If you start at season 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 is when they really hit their stride, like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And then if you go back to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is all full of like there's heartfelt episodes and there's like
Yeah.
silly episodes, but they're good. But
that's also back in the day when like you had ratings after every episode. Like every episode, you would get those ratings back instead of just putting out the entire season. Then you get ratings. So they probably saw, all right, viewership's down on the serious ones. Let's just go full silly goose joke stuff.
You know how they used to calculate ratings back in those days? It's called the Nielsen ratings.
Oh yeah. I know about the Nielsen ratings.
How fucking crazy is that system?
Yeah.
If you're
I know nothing about it. Like,
well,
I should. but-
That was in this that wasn't ratings like popularity wise.
that was straight up.
viewer wise. It was content wise. That saying what your Nielsen rating was basically like PG-13, R, that type shit.
I'm talking about your straight up analytics, straight up viewership.
I don't know if
How
Nielsen
many
did that.
how many households
Nielsen-
are watching at
Nielsen
a given
do that
time?
too?
Nielsen was a machine that you had to. First of all, you had to get one either by ordering it or like buying it. You had to get it hooked up to your TV by your cable provider,
Right.
and it would basically track what you were watching on your TV and for how
probably got,
long.
like a discount off your TV bill or your cable bill or something.
Maybe, and then
that would be my guess.
and then that would be sent back to Nielsen, and that's what the networks would refer to as how well your show did.
That's why his hair was gray when he was really young when he did the first Naked Gun.
Leslie, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about.
You know what's wild about Golden Girls being 7 seasons? If you would have told me that show was 25 seasons,
You would believe
I'd be
it.
like, that tracks.
I can't believe it's only 7.
There's a lot of shows that like when you're a little kid, you're like, oh, this is the biggest show in the world. And you're like, yo, you saw the only season. It was canceled super quick.
Dude,
It's like, but I remember it being on all the time. It's like, yeah.
it's because they played
it
it
was
all
the
the
same
time.
20 episodes.
They yeah, and Golden Girls seasons aren't that long either. They're not like 20 episodes.
Ask, is it like
That's
that's
how
what
it
I would
was back
assume,
in the
like
day.
20 episodes.
There's like sometimes like 30 episodes for a sitcom
Yeah.
back in the late 80s, early 90s.
They're only like a couple teen per season.
Like I was also super stoked on like
I think.
Night Court, and I
Oh,
think
I
that
loved
only
that show.
I think that only went 6 seasons.
Crazy. That show is on all the time. Even I know about
Great
Night
show.
Court.
Didn't it try to make a comeback, or there was a spin-off or something?
Yeah,
recently
it was
too?
Probably.
But it was trash.
Judge Harry's daughter,
Okay.
and I think the only really returning character was Dan Fielding, John Larroquette's character, but he had like a long ass like Muslim beard, but he still dressed like the fucking like pimp he was back in the day with that sick haircut.
That's
Just
dope.
now he just has like this added Amish beard.
Dude, shout out to the Amish.
Yeah, Amish are fucking tight. Yeah, they're mean as fuck to dogs.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Great craftsmen. They know how cool rollerblades are.
And scooters.
Yeah.
I did get a great cat from an Amish out here one time.
It's probably beat before you got it, but yeah, I understand.
Nah, she was a chill ass farm cat and she was deaf, but she was super cool.
Like the DEF sense.
Now DEAF,
She was like cool deaf?
the less cool deaf.
Damn.
But she was so sweet.
Deaf cool.
And since she was deaf, I could play my drums in my room and she wouldn't run away.
What did you do if you knew you're fucking super good at what you're doing? If you look over and she's bopping, you're like, oh shit.
I used to have a picture of her sitting on my floor tom as I was playing one time.
She probably like
Just-
just fucking vibrations on her bowl.
Yeah, just chilling.
That's why I sit on the drums.
Sure. That's why we all sit
I
there.
sit on Evan cymbals.
Why do you think we get? Why do you think we have such comfy seats?
I sit on Evan cymbals because like I like when it's the ride.
So we can feel it better.
Feel the tone and the vibrations of my tiny warp zone.
What?
Lucky.
What? I want to get into drum talk and bore Dennis now. What is your preferred ride cymbal, Evan? What do you like out of the Just Perfect ride?
You know what? I never really cared for the giant bell, the pingy thing that a lot of dudes have.
Yeah.
Me either.
But that being said, John Lowe, who works at Guitar Center,
Never heard of him.
he was giving me. Oh yeah, he's dead too. I forgot.
He's alive.
There was a period of time where he would like hit me up and say like, "This is coming through. This is coming through," before they put it on the floor. Because
Best move ever.
I bought like 2 guitars before they even got put out. I was so stoked, and he was like, "Dude."
you're a multi-instrument freak. I hate you people.
Yeah, I'm that asshole. But he was like, we got one of those. He was like, you need this fucking ride, dude. He's like, we got one of those with the giant bell. He's like, trust me on this one. Everyone uses this one. I don't even like. I'm horrible with gear. I don't know what shit's called. But I was like,
I thought the bell was
giant
like its own
ride.
separate thing.
Nah, you can buy a separate bell, but it's part of the
I thought it
cymbal.
was like a really small. I don't know what,
The
like,
Zill bell.
Like a
That's what you're thinking
orange
of.
thing.
That is a bell.
The
Yeah.
stupid mosh bell that everybody overdid.
Yeah, you can
I love
buy
this.
just
Yeah.
a bell for that effect. Like the dude from Indecision is like known for using one. Shattered Realm, obviously, back in the day, and so many others. But
There was the New York move where you turn upside down or turn the Zill bell upside down and put it on top of the ride. So like, if your ride had a shitty bell, you'd fucking engineer one.
except you don't buy a ride with a shitty bell. You buy a ride with a great bell, and you have two.
Those
of them.
didn't exist,
And then
man.
you hear that.
I know.
You hear that shitty bell, and you tighten up your sweatpants.
and you start kicking,
sweeping the leg. Yeah.
sweeping the leg. It's
Kicking some calves.
so true. But like I've played for a long time and I sold drums at Guitar Center. I'm a gear guy. My favorite rides of all time are the hand-hammered rock ride. Not a metal ride, but a rock ride.
Specific
Because
brand or
Sabian.
Sabians? Okay.
Because
Isn't that thing you can ride? Girls like play themselves
That's
on.
you got confused
That's-
and rode my
that's
ride
Sibian.
because of that.
Oh, like Sibian.
a lot of guys, especially when I really started playing in bands,
You used to ride those.
yes. Like
Ride a Sibian. Ride
Very
a Sabian.
yes, very good.
What? Fuck.
Well done.
What, dude?
You get a Tootsie Pop for that one.
Oh, would you like a delicious Tootsie Pop, Evan?
I'm okay.
Oh, I have a whole bag.
I have a
So
nervous stomach.
I stay strapped, dude. Look,
Oh shit.
I'm really cool.
you probably remember this. There was an era when guys started setting up their toms flat, and they started setting up a one crash here and a ride cymbal way up here, and would crash on both of them all the time.
Why would they set their toms flat?
Because somebody made an aesthetic choice one time, and it just stuck, and everybody started doing it.
Shouldn't you have it on a tilt so you can hit the head better?
Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
Okay.
I feel like that was like that band Turmoil. I feel like that was that drum kit.
Yeah, but that dude hit like that. You know what I mean?
That dude was so fucking good.
Like he kind of came from up top.
See, that's a style where it's conducive to do that. But it actually came out of this fucking area. All the Lancaster metalcore kids were following that dude from August Burns Red.
Oh.
Everything he did, people were like, "That's what I'm doing now." And
it sucks balls.
And
I kind of like him.
And
No, you don't, though.
I do.
I know you like that style, but you don't like them.
First couple records, pretty good.
Come on, dude.
Pretty
now
good.
I will
Check 'em
say, the only thing I'll give them is that they had the best recorded one of the best recorded China sounds I've ever heard on that one record.
I mean, if you're paying for it, you better.
Yeah, it sounded awesome.
That band's like huge, right?
They're gigantic.
I mean, let's
Yeah.
face it, God was paying for it.
How funny would it be though if a
True.
band like that, it was like their 14th album, they're like fucking millionaires, and then they turn in a record, and the record's fine, it's whatever musically, but just the recording's utter dog shit. And you're like, who produced this? And they're like, produce?
I mean,
This is going on iPhone 6.
I had my MacBook open in the middle of the room
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like
with a
that'd be
comforter
funny.
on it.
Like just be known for like this great band and just turn it up musically 100%, but recording quality wise like a 25. You can make out the instruments, but you're like, are they serious? Is this gonna like just like the first 30 seconds and then it's gonna kick in for real?
I know. Fuck.
Remember the first time that got you listening to music, or like something came in and it sounded like it was a guitar being played through like a bus station speaker, and you're just like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden like wow, like, and we're going like a Snapcase riff. You're like, oh, okay, fine. But the very
lo-fi
first
intro.
time, you're just like, what the fuck did I buy? Like, holy shit, I spent my fucking allowance on this.
I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
There's songs that sound like, well, I don't know what you would call like lo-fi, and then like the hi-fi sound kicks in.
It would
After,
swell
like,
into it or
first couple
something, something creative.
When the main riff comes in, or when someone like starts a lyric or something.
It's the same effect as like
It's done a lot.
Sometimes like a singer will do it just for a line where they use like the megaphone effect,
Yeah.
which I hate, by the
But
way.
this like
Corny.
I mean like the opposite of that though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Start off megaphone, then you come in and you just croon your ass off.
Don't like it.
I'm not a huge fan of the megaphone either. The thing is, I love Mike Patton. Actually many times I've seen him live. He'll occasionally pull it out, but he pulls it out on songs where I know he can hit all the notes. I'm like, I
What are
can
you
hear to
doing?
hear you hit these notes, motherfucker.
Yeah, what are you
and I hear
doing?
you say like, next stop, Coopersville. You know, it's it's like, god damn it, dude. I'm sorry, back to your symbol talk.
I forgot I was on Symbol
I
Talk.
didn't mean to derail man talk.
Well, it happened.
Man talk, Long Island.
Shout out to the Bird in Hand. I've been there.
Word?
Yeah.
Where'd you
Bird in hand.
Yeah, hand. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That's the best saying ever. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Is it though?
I have no idea what it really means. A, where it came from, or B, what it means when you say it. But it's still funny.
I mean, the bird walked so that we could all run. You know what I'm saying?
And the bush just like chilled there, so we would like be like, yo, look at that bush.
All growing and shit.
Just fucking, was that a hibiscus?
No, it's an evergreen huckleberry, actually.
It's probably not, but huckleberry's probably delicious.
Shout out to
That's berry after it.
shout out to that and the wintergreen berry.
Damn. I think you put berry after anything and it would be delicious.
Shout out to the boysenberry.
Like, would you ever eat like a brick berry?
Why not?
Right? But if I was like, Tom, you want to eat a brick? You're
Yo,
like,
I don't know. What flavor is it? Red. I'll definitely try it.
purple? Purple's a fruit.
Maybe. We talking plum? No, purple.
Yo, plums are fucking dope as shit, though.
Yo, one time I had a plum apple hybrid.
What?
Bananas.
You eating with the X-Men? What
Yeah.
happened?
I just got it at a farmer's market.
Yeah, farmer markets are tight as shit. I
Farmer.
was thinking when they have like homemade cookies, though.
What?
Man. I'm just talking.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
This is a question for everybody.
Yeah, we're
me.
No, just leaning backwards.
I
No,
felt
we're
very on the spot just then.
My back was.
no, we're all just yapping. Oh my
Cool.
god, a hitchhiker! Damn, we should have picked him up.
Amish hitchhikers.
Buck, can we stop for ice cream?
Sure,
Yes.
that's actually a great idea.
Bart, can we weigh ourselves at that truck stop? Yes.
That's the third hitchhiker I've ever seen in my life.
No. Congratulations.
Wow, I feel so special.
It's not like
today.
you're sheltered either. You've been around.
I've been around.
Evan, could you give me a soda, please?
Yeah, but any particular?
I don't care.
Here, let me give you a
A silly goose.
delicious pibber
Ooh.
if you fancy.
What the fuck's a paper? One of Evan's weird beers.
That is called the first Unitarian special.
Yeah, true. True.
He got it out of a backpack.
The first time I ever saw a citywide, I was like, this is the greatest invention of all time.
Those are dangerous for me, man.
I don't know what that is.
What is a citywide?
It's citywides are a Philly thing.
I figured
And
as
they're
much.
called something different in Baltimore, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Basically, it's like in Philadelphia, it's a PBR and a shot of rail whiskey, which
Okay.
is bottom rung whiskey. But it's normally like $5, $6, $7. So it's always like just cheap. It's cheap as hell.
Bang
It's
for your
cheap.
buck.
And in
It's
Baltimore,
essentially
it's like National Bohemian, Natty Boh, and a shot of rail whiskey. So it's kind of like whatever is your local shit beer, plus a shot of shit whiskey.
It's
But you're spending a small amount.
right. It's 2 drinks for $6 or $7, as you
Yes.
said. So
And normally a shot of decent whiskey is going to cost you like 10.
And you get
That's
your chaser
ridiculous.
built in.
Yeah, so it's like it's for the people that just are on a budget.
I'm so glad I never drank. Drinking is so goddamn expensive. What the
It
fuck?
Preach.
$7 for an ounce of anything? Fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
I don't drink
Dude.
cheap shit because I'm a snob. I drink because I'm a fucking miser.
Fucking the craft breweries that I hit, like
Oh
I think
god.
standard price for a beer is like $8 or $9. Like if going across the country and whatnot,
Yeah.
it's fucking absurd.
I always
I've-
want to do those because I'm like, I like to try new things, right? But
Samesies.
you know what a flight is? It's like
It's
it looks like a 5 or
it's a-
6 rung cup holder.
it's a cutting board looking thing, right?
Yeah, and it's got cutouts for each individual beer, and it's normally not a full beer. It's like a taste, so it's
Right.
like a half pint maybe.
I have seen them. Yes.
But here's the thing: like, say there's 6 beers on it.
Shout out
right?
to Gish, best fucking Smashing Pumpkins record.
Gish.
But back, say it's like 6 beers on this flight, right? I say you probably tolerate 2, like 1.
Okay.
The odds are never good.
And
For
they're-
me personally,
And they're how much?
a flight, shit, a bottom of the barrel one, you're looking at like $20, I think.
Disgusting.
I'd say like 15 to 20 is kind of
Yeah.
like the average. It depending on how big the pours are and whatnot.
I would much
Like, you
rather.
go to a place where they actually brew that shit in a place, like it's a craft brewery. Flights are normally a little bit cheaper.
like a Belafonte or something.
So yeah, it's a little more cheaper. Where like it's actually made on spot. The other ones, it gets a little more pricey.
Dude, shout out to the Amish and shout out to horses.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Pretty awesome.
Especially artificial horses.
Although anti shout out to making them drive in this weather.
That's kind of dick, right?
Yeah, but they don't like the Amish hate animals. They love crafts, but they hate animals. So
I don't know why I felt like bringing this fact up because it's really not that pertinent, other than the fact that it's raining and this is an animal. That turkeys, when it rains, they stare up in the sky and they won't break gaze, and they'll actually drown themselves by doing that. So they look up to see where's the rain's coming from, but they're too stupid to put their head back down again.
Yeah, that's
so
sad as fuck.
They drown themselves, some of them.
that's why you have to give them shelter.
Too many have done this to the fact that that's why that's some little fun Snapple fact. It's like Jesus. Now, while I have,
Why is there a boat there?
Why not?
where else would you put a boat? Actually, what that boat is, I'll tell you the truth.
That used to be a Wawa.
You remember the biblical story of Noah?
No, never
So
heard of
once
them.
all the flood waters receded, this boat had to land somewhere, and it just happened
Okay.
that you just passed it in
Oh,
Pennsylvania. Everybody's like,
interesting.
"No, dude, it's Mount Ararat." Like, nah, man, it's in Pennsylvania,
Yeah, Mount Ararat sounds made up.
right? There's too many R's in that word. So stupid.
There's a there's some venue coming up here on the right at some point. It's where my mom saw Keanu Reeves' band a couple months ago.
Dog Star.
Yeah, it was Dog Star,
Yeah,
exactly.
surprisingly decent.
But I was driving by here one time. I had just gotten Chick-fil-A from that Chick-fil-A right there, and I saw that the band America was playing there that night.
Sick, dude.
Like the Horse with No Name band.
Sick, dude.
I was like, damn, I should pull over right now.
Nuggets, dude. Now, while I have the light and a semblance of sobriety,
You could-
Evan, you know what happens the first time guests here, right?
About to get into some shit, aren't I?
Oh yeah, this
All right,
is,
here we go.
dude. I actually G-rated it.
Graded it too.
Yeah, so it wouldn't cost you your appointment.
We're on our best behavior.
We are,
just
dude.
for
I was
our,
hoping you'd like be on your worst.
just
like,
for our
to
sweet,
fuck
sweet
with me.
prince.
Pix, if we're gonna fuck you over, at least make it worth my
I would
while.
love that, honestly.
I can't get to my silly old pen. All right. Gripping inquiries. Mr. Hugh shall not be named from Cancer Priest
Let's go.
and other bands.
He really can do it all. American Music Theater. That's where it was.
Oh, pretty.
I thought you were saying they're playing at the Chick-fil-A.
I wish.
That'd be so fucking sick. Like that band that plays at Denny's, you're just like, you know, I see that video, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's funny, whatever. I wonder if they got moons over my hammy after their set.
I sure as hell hope so.
Right?
Or it was in vain.
But this is more about Evan here. Evan, question number 1, are you ready?
Give me like. Oh no, I'm ready. Go.
What are your thoughts on
Fucking
chilling
got
and
him.
shit?
Wait, what'd you say?
What are your thoughts on chilling and shit?
Chilling and shit. I'm down.
Hell yeah, you are, dude. I've been saying that all along, dude. Question number 2. Have you ever seen the movie Sling Blade?
Sling Blade. Billy Bob Thornton. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Have you ever thought how homie should change his name to Silly Bob Thornton?
I was today years old.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, would Angelina Jolie saw that file of his blood around her neck? Yeah, probably. Question number 3.
I
Old,
would.
You're old like me. Can you really call yourselves a 90s kid if you never had a Snapple? LOL, hashtag 90s kid?
Oh God, how do I respond to this?
Correct answer. That is the correct answer.
With a glass bottle of peach is how.
Those
Fuck yeah, Orangina time.
fucking things make me angry.
Why?
Remember this?
Oh.
It's like, yeah, we do. So what?
Yeah, we were all there together.
You should only say that, like, hey, do you remember this? And whenever someone's like, yeah. And you're like, cool, because I got a case of it in the trunk of my car if you guys want any. It's like, dude, I'd love some bubble tape. Like,
Dude.
yeah. 6 feet of bubble gum for me, not you. Like, oh, it's still made? Oh, well. That,
Boy,
Well, if they
is
just
it.
happen to have
It
one
takes
right there.
all the fucking steam out of that rant I just did.
I have a case of OG Surge from the 2000s.
It wasn't good then.
It was fine.
They actually repackaged that, called it Four Loco.
It's true. I remember when Four Loco was on its way out.
Dude, it had
John Hassan and I drove to liquor stores all across southern Pennsylvania.
Shout out to
At
the
time,
cartoon.
I was still straight edge, but he just wanted to get all the Four Locos he could while he could. And I was like, this stuff sucks. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Shout out to the Cartoon Network Hotel
Shout out.
and Dutch Wonderland.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck are we? There's so much crazy shit around here.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Uh,
This is the beginning of what they call Pennsyltucky.
Yeah.
oh, is this Dutch Wonderland?
Yes.
Yes.
This is,
Fuck,
see
I
the
used to go
giant
here all the time
sign?
when I was a kid.
Best ride on Dutch Wonderland? The fucking monorail.
I thought you were gonna say the Dutch oven.
The Dutch Ovenland. Now,
Shout out to Dutch Ovenland.
back to the what's at hand. Question number 4: who sang that stupid Superman song from the first Tony Hawk game?
It was actually Superman. That
Oh
song.
shit.
I don't know the answer, so yeah, that checks out for me. One of those stupid.
So
things.
here I am.
Superman.
Yeah.
So, doing everything I
Goldfinger?
can. It was Goldfinger.
Okay, so fucking I know the answer.
Da 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 da
Yeah.
da.
Question number 5.
Sorry.
How weird is it that his name is Tony Hawk when Hawks have neither toes or knees?
It's an absolute mindfuck.
Right? Call me David Blaine, dude. Question number 6. I know you know a lot about music, so who is the lead singer of Lana Del Rey?
I think it's a cop.
It is a cop. Correct answer. She is a cop. Now, this is a very
That
personal
was a good
question,
one.
so if you don't want to answer it, that's perfectly fine. Give 5 reasons, and genuine ones, for why being in a band with me is enriching.
5 genuine reasons
Yes.
why being in a band with Sir.
Yeah.
Denise McMonagle.
McGenitals, yes.
McGenitals.
Denise.
One, you're soft.
It's true.
You're not hard.
It's true.
When you are hard, it's still a little soft.
True.
And reason number 5.
That was only 3.
Oh wait, no, I thought it was. Is it
I'm
4
count-
or 3?
I'm counting.
Okay, well, okay.
We're on 4 now.
2 more.
Yeah.
Being is genuinely rewarding. Sometimes I take money out of your wallet.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I
good.
don't have a wallet, but I do feel some tickles in my pocket every once in a while.
I
should
like that
I
one
should
a
have
lot.
quoted that one.
Yeah. I'll forget. Don't worry.
And
I'm on drugs.
you bring me bags of beer when I bring you bags of beer.
Bing, 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 bing. That's 5.
Well, actually, it was 4.5 because you also put the beers in your car and brought them.
Today.
So I had to share that with you
I was
somehow.
going to say, we have a bond. That's what being in a band does to people. You have a psychic bond.
And band and bond is only 1 letter off.
It's true. James Band.
Fucking what? Pull over.
They say they say there is no I in team,
Now,
but there is a ME in that motherfucker.
it's true. You know what else there's an I in? This next question. That was called a segue, which doesn't have an I in it.
Fuck.
But surprisingly, it does have a U. Question number 8. I know you don't read as many comic books as I do, but how many rooftops in Gotham City have puddles of Batman piss on them?
I'm going to say at least 38%.
Checks out.
I like that number a lot.
He really wouldn't be in like the rich areas because it's only like blue collar crime or like white collar crime popping up there.
I wonder if he has like
really need to be on like a rooftop.
I wonder if he has like a piss roof, like a one he prefers,
Yeah.
like the piss
Can you
cabinet.
imagine just being like you're like the top floor of an apartment building and your like walls like sagging like when wet like
Explain that to the landlord.
yeah, like a wet like a leak in like particle board or whatever, and you're just like what the fuck? And you go up there and it's just like 2 batarangs and like a keg of piss.
It's all soft.
Christ, dude.
It's all soft to the touch and smells real bad.
You're just like, this can't possibly be Batman piss. But then you look to the left and there's like Catwoman like handcuffed and Two-Face just like handcuffed and knocked out, you know?
No, he emerges from the shadows. He's like, it is.
All right.
And then you wake up and you're like, fuck, I'm Hank.
That was so silly, guys. Let's go to this next one, number 9.
This is a great episode
Thank
already.
Should Nike make goodwill gesture to all the slaves they've employed and fund the anticipated sequel, AIRMAX CAULEY CALCAN in Home Alone Shoe, Lost in Shoe York?
If they don't, I'll go full fucking CEO shooter on them.
Fuck yeah. Shout out to me and Gino.
Yo, Luigi didn't do it.
I'm telling you. Now, this next one's political, and
That was great.
thank you. I was really proud of that one.
I'm still unpacking it.
Yeah. AIRMAX CAULEY CALCAN. I'm not going to fucking do that.
No, let him rewind it.
No,
Folks.
Yeah. Hit that back 15 seconds, but like 3 times, you'll be good.
Yeah, that one.
And give it what it deserves. A comment. Question number 10. This is my political question.
Uh-oh.
So this might divide the room.
Or the car.
Or the car. Or the Honda Fit.
This is our first fucking main feed podcast
Yes.
from the car.
I wasn't going to do main feed, but you were like, you got to do main feed. And I was like, well, I did write him inquiries.
It's a
Question
special
number
occasion,
10.
man. I
We
said
can
I would
do
never
it.
do this show.
Yeah. We kind of hijacked you.
Fuck yeah.
Which I told you we would do anyway.
It's kinda sexy.
Question number 10. Now, if a potato was elected to the Supreme Court, would it be Ruth Tater Ginsburg?
Go on.
Would that be the name of the Supreme Court's nominee for?
Oh, I thought there was going to be another
No.
option.
I
I've
cracked
got,
out after Ruth Tater.
damn, I've got one.
I mean, okay, let's hear it. I'll
Antonin Spudlia.
I gotta go with Tommy's because it was off the cuff and pretty damn
true.
good. I was working on a Spud one. He got there.
Fuck yeah.
He got there.
Thank you. I've only
Yeah.
only been doing this 100 episodes. I'm just now getting good at it.
And that real big asshole Brent Yamanol. All right,
Since a spin-off here.
we're cruising along, right along here.
We are.
Literally, and on this podcast. Question number 11. What kind of antiperspirant would Black Sabbath use?
Oh fuck. Definitely not Axe. Definitely not Dr. Squatch. Speed stick.
Oh, I'd take that though because the answer is Ronnie James deodorant. Thank you.
Thank you for being kind with.
$3 a month gets you this and more.
So much
With
more.
cussing. We cuss.
Fuck yeah.
We talk about our wieners and butts. Damn. I'm really proud of Ronnie James deodorant.
And birds.
It's fucking amazing.
Finally, I know you enjoy really stupid beatdown type shit.
Yes.
Finish this tsunami lyric. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would.
Don't get caught.
Damn, dude. Correct answer.
Fuck.
Not a perfect score.
He did it. I knew he was gonna do it.
Yep.
See, I've been mentally prepping for this by watching every episode, including the Patreon episodes.
Really? Wow.
I kind of love
How
you
was
guys.
I anti-Semitic? Somebody sent me something anti-Semitic that was like something about Anne Frank owning a drum kit, and I thought that was it just tickled me. Because just like not even like the obvious dumb shit behind it, but just how funny it'd be if like she did have like a double, not a double bass pedal, but like a double bass.
The two bass drum kit.
Yeah, like the classic.
The old Jordison
You
setup.
see that picture that's on the book where she's like kind of like a side thing, she's smiling, but
Yeah,
then I just imagine it like somewhat hunched over though, over top of like a kit, just one sticks on the hi-hat, one's on the snare, and she's just giving you the pearly whites. And you're just like, fuck yeah, what's she gonna play next? Dude, I don't know.
She had nice teeth for war-torn Germany.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who sent it to me, but I saw a clip about Anne Frank recently too. It was like some
She
scout,
also knew how to ollie.
right? Some Scouser guy was like passing by her house, I think in Amsterdam or whatever. That's a
Yeah.
museum. He said, Anne Frank's house, and looked at the sign. And he flipped the camera around to him. He said, no wonder they fucking found her.
That's not even anti-Semitic, that's just clever.
It's just a perfect joke.
Now, she was hiding in that attic thing, right?
It was a whole separate building in between two buildings in the alley.
I know that, but like the story we were always told that she was in an attic. Right?
Above, yeah.
Now, how funny would it be if you went into that attic like immediately after she got pulled out of there, right, with her family, and just like in the dust, someone had drawn boobs or something, or just like a dude with a big wiener,
I would have loved, since my
or like my brother sucks, LOL.
since my grandmother was German, I would like to think that if I lived back then and I got roped into the fucking politics, I would have met Anne and been like, yo, Anne, spell attic.
While you're looking down your shirt.
She'd be like, ADIC, and I would have been like,
Relax, liberals, it's called dark humor.
all right, guys, see ya.
I've never heard that joke before.
Are you
fucking kidding me?
No.
You say to a fat dude,
That
Well,
sounds
no,
like
You say, pull up your shirt and look down.
see, it was always towards me because I'm the fat kid. It's funny when you say to the fat kid because it just checks out all the boxes. Like, look at your shirt and say,
and you're looking
the
down,
other
your
one was,
double chins at full fucking capacity.
remember the jokes where you would just write certain words on a paper?
Yo, go-
And you're like, say these all together out loud.
I dare you to go write pen 15 on the chalkboard.
Or I am sofa king then like tar.
Yeah.
You're like, wow. But I still, that's just a long journey to go on to get to you're retarded or you are gay or whatever insult was being thrown at.
Yeah, payoff is not the same as it was back then.
It's had to put in that good work.
The smart bet is always just to draw a dick on the chalkboard.
Yeah,
And then-
it hits every time.
And then, I don't know what we used to do. It was great. I still would do this to this day.
Mhm.
You draw a dick on a chalkboard, right? But then you know how
Still
like,
good.
you have like a line and like your name and you sign things. Just like it's a giant dick and be like by like Trevor or something like that. And just like you would just do that and just whoever was like the first person you saw in the class. I would purposely do it to girls for some reason because I thought I was clever.
Who's gonna think a girl drew a big old dick?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Then you're like, what the hell's going on in her house? Either something really heinous or her dad just is a free-flowing dude.
Crazy. And somebody got me with a pen 15 a long time ago. I'll never forget how betrayed I felt.
Or say I spell map and say ness. IMA penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a clever one. But just like, that's just way too much work.
That's
to
what
get to the payoff.
That's what we needed to do back then, though.
Speaking of calculator stuff,
Yeah, boobies every time.
Yeah.
John Bose had to recently tell me what 1134 meant.
You just found that out?
Yeah,
Really?
I went to a special kids high school.
Okay. Well,
But how funny is it that like they thought that was a badass album title?
I mean, that makes. I thought it was something related, like, oh, like I fucking beat this dude up at 11:34 p.m. at Castle Heights or something like.
I did like a police code type thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
or something like that.
Yeah.
But when he said, "Oh, it's hell upside down,"
Yeah.
I was like on a calculator. I was like, "Oh,
It's like the first time I found out why Dwid's name is Dwid.
why is that? I don't know that.
You
we're
don't know
learning
that?
a whole bunch of shit today. This is great."
I
I
don't.
have no idea what.
I also don't give a fuck about that dude. So
True.
If you took the word Dwid and you turned it upside down, it spells
It's pimp.
pimp. That's why. He's
That's
the
why?
upside down pimp.
upside down to what?
Pimp
Dwid, he's the upside down pimp.
with lowercase d's.
He's crazy,
turned
bro.
into P's.
Crazy pimp. Yeah.
In my brain, I didn't flip the M, and I thought you were gonna say puke. His name is puke.
Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, you mean poop?
Oops, like
That would be way funnier.
Well, like,
These
it's
are the
funny that he
jokes.
has that nickname. So you're like, oh, it's probably something from like Anton LaVey's journals.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, nah, it's his pimp upside down.
Yeah, he wasn't pimping at all.
That's all it is.
He was mad boring and
It was
corny.
probably one of them ironic things.
I guess.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
He stinks.
His real name's Jack anyway.
It would be something boring like that.
It's not like he's Jack as like a nickname for John or whatever. It's like, nah, it's just Jack.
It just is Jack.
Yeah. Not even like Jackson.
Am I an odd man that I never really got super into integrity?
No, because I
was
didn't either.
wanted to, like, humanity is the devil, like, okay, like, it's
Seasons.
getting there, something's happening, but nothing
I
ever
get
was
it.
like, fuck, like, this is awesome.
The first record that did that for me was To Die For.
That record rips.
It
That
was
is a good record. That's the one they dropped, like, kind of after the
03.
Intake 2000
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, that was a tight record.
Is that
But they did
Relapse?
It was some. It wasn't
Death
Victory.
Wish
I know
or
that.
something like
Was
that.
it one of them? But
It was Garrett Jansen who got me to try it. He was like, "Nah, listen to Die For. It's amazing."
I know none of like the entire records really sound alike because they always had those different.
Dude, truly, they don't.
Yeah. But I don't think a single one of them sounds like is a record that would really appeal to you, Evan, knowing your taste, except for maybe Blackest Cursed and Seasons and The Size of Days.
I have those. I didn't really care for them. Like,
Then
even
yeah.
they kind of went like dank and oh shit, I'm weak.
And kind of just like thrashy. Yeah. Those are the ones I could really picture you like. The ones that kind of sound like Ringworm.
I like the more ringworm-esque stuff, but that, I don't know, like when they were going like evil core and like weird industrial shit, I just laughed, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, save that.
That shit stinks.
It took me actually seeing them with the Melniks to be like, yeah, they're awesome.
I like
Okay.
those records, but for me personally, my favorite shit's the back end of the catalog. When they really started getting like experimenting with like cool shit, like Japanese punk grind, and just when it started getting like really weird, that's more interesting to me than Humanity and Systems. Though Seasons is a flawless hardcore record.
I might have to revisit that one. I got that on fucking cassette tape.
Blackest Cursed, I think you'll like too.
I think I got it for homework one time, didn't we? Somebody brought in a classic Integrity record one time.
No, if I brought you Integrity, I brought you Blackest Cursed.
It must have been Blackest.
Because the song Simulacra is one of the coolest fucking Integrity songs ever. And the one Spider Woven
Yeah,
is
and
really good
I think
too.
I think it was that record. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, I go Blackest Curse, but I think that one you might enjoy.
I'll
I
peep
think
it.
when
I mean, if you own it, why not? Yeah.
at the first This Is Hardcore I went to, they were selling like the Death Wish table had Blackest Curse shirts in like the fucking discount bin.
Was that the one where they were calling themselves Blackest Curse and it was pulling teeth with Dwid?
Nah, they didn't even play.
Huh.
Is that another scenario where it's just Dwid and a bunch of
Well, that's all
whoever,
just
whoever
scabs.
shows up kind of thing?
Yeah.
I did see them play a show like that one time at Autobar, and it was shockingly bad.
Of what? Which lineup?
The Integrity, just it was Dwid and some scabs that I didn't know, but
Depends on what scabs he has, because he normally gets really good guys to fill out the bands.
well, one of them definitely wasn't Dom.
Yeah, well, that's what the thing with Integrity itself is that, like, yeah, it's always normally different people from most records, but each, you'll have a guitar player, writer of the songs that'll get like a 2-album stretch or a 3-album stretch. So it's kind of like they had different eras of the band because the only constant is the singer, and I don't think he really writes the music. Though I think he has his hands in a lot of it. But like the Dom era is good. The Yoakum brothers, Mike and Nate, the Ohio kids that were in was it Final Plan they were in? Or one of the other youth crewish bands that sounded like, you know, Integrity. So he got those guys and it's like they wrote really good records for him. And like the Robert Orr era, which is Robert from Unreal City. Those are the real weird eras.
Interesting.
Dom's is the more metal areas. The Jokum Brothers is the more Cleveland style hardcore records. The Melnicks is just like the OGs. So
I feel like this is a pertinent conversation as we are seeing I Am Morbid and the Terrence Hobbs
Is it?
and the Suffocations.
is it
Tearing out in the suffocation.
is I Am Morbid the one with is Steve Vincent and I Am Morbid?
I don't
David
think so.
Vincent and
And Pete.
Pete Sandoval.
Yeah. And the other one is Trey Azagoth and whoever.
And,
And Steve, I'm pretty
Tucker.
sure.
Oh, Steve Tucker?
Yeah,
Yeah, Steve's in the other lineup.
I knew Steve was in somewhere.
Yeah, we're not seeing Steve tonight.
Would it be
don't
weird
know,
if they
Eric.
toured together? Because I don't know. Like I kind of see pros and cons to each lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling him on the Patreon earlier, when the first time I saw Morbid Angel was Morbid Angel, and Steve was just back in the band.
I've never actually seen Morbid Angel.
When they played
Seen
Summer
them a
Slaughter
bunch.
1 year, they played Summer Slaughter 1 year at the Troc, and Rivers of Nile was on the lineup, and I got in because Austin Haynes was doing merch for them at that time,
Oh, sick.
and they fucking were so good with Steve.
I know I was at a fest that they were playing, and I want to say maybe it was an earlier Maryland Death Fest, but I didn't watch them because whoever they were up against,
Was better.
I something
Or
I was
you
wanted
wanted to see more.
At
Yeah.
the time, you were like,
I really like Morbid Angel, but it's not one of those before I die I have to see bands for me.
Yeah, if we're talking about dueling stages and there's one band I like even a little bit
Is
more,
that what's going on tonight, you think?
no,
I hope
no
not.
way.
We were talking about that on the way too, Evan, how small it was when we played there.
well, we're going to the Mechanicsburg one. This is
Yeah.
like an actual venue.
Yeah.
I thought we played that one.
No.
Oh.
Because the one in Harrisburg has shifted around where their stage is at least 3 times. It was on the 2nd floor one time.
Oh, this is one
It
floor.
was on the bottom
it was
floor,
the
like
bottom
towards
floor.
the opening one time, and then when we played it, it was like that kind of weird
Like
diagonal,
sideways room, yeah.
diagon alley. Harry Potter reference.
That's the one Tom knows too, because when I was describing the stage, and he knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Well, this is like a different place altogether.
Totally different place, obviously,
Okay.
you know, related, but this is like an actual venue, from what I
yeah,
understand.
this Mechanicsburg one that we're going to right now is the one I've been to before. So maybe the
Oh,
way
sick.
you described it is just what I thought it looked like. It sounds similar. Like when we get in there, you'll see.
I just figured maybe they built an extra room or something, but
It's not that big.
I gotta say, when we played there though, we were treated really well, and
Oh, they're awesome.
the turnout stunk. Like it wasn't good. We were out with
Wasn't it us and like 4 deathcore bands or something?
No, it's
like
us and World Below,
that? War Below.
and there's 2 bands before us who I don't remember.
Damn, remember World Below?
Yeah.
Eye of the Lotus.
But was it Eye? Yeah, Eye of the
think
Lotus
so.
and another band before that, but no one came. Maybe 20 people, right? So we figured, oh, we're not getting shit on the way out. And the bartender stops, like, come here, I got money for you. I was like, I mean, there's really no one here. It's cool. You know, we don't give a shit. And we didn't drink for free, but almost.
That's
And-
like a lost art. It's like them giving you part of the bar income.
Yeah. And then this guy was like, no, dude, we pay our bands. And handed us money. I was like, shit, I don't know how much it was, but it was more than what you would expect for a $20 night or a 20-person night. I was like, I respect the shit out of that.
It's almost worth it going to Harrisburg.
Yeah.
I had
Almost.
fun. We were hanging out. Us and Roll Below, having a good ass time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
People there at the people that actually did show up, and the staff there, nice as hell.
Yeah, I do like this place.
It's sick that they're like a destination on tours now. Mechanicsburg, because of that place. That rips.
I was going to see Brujeria there.
And that guy died.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody died? Damn.
Multiple people died in
Yeah,
like last
PJ
year.
Peach and
Oh,
Juan
shit.
Brujo both died.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
what?
depressing.
Within a year and a half.
I'm glad I
Same
saw
year.
them.
Yeah.
I'm glad I saw them when I did then.
Haven't seen them.
I saw them.
No, I did, but it was an all-American lineup. Like Nick Barker wasn't in it. Fucking Embry wasn't in it.
Well, they had that dude who was
Dude from
doing.
Faith No More wasn't in there.
They had that dude who was doing guitars for Napalm for a while playing.
Yeah, he was there. But it wasn't like Shane Embry, Nick Barker, and Billy Gould. They weren't there at all. But they do the records and shit.
I
I
fucking love that band.
I saw
great.
him. I saw him at Voltage Lounge one time.
I was there.
Yeah, that was a good show.
I saw them there and Maryland Death Fest, which was like one of their first East Coast shows.
That's where I saw
So
them.
good. I remember there was a dude in the pit who was like, "Do you think people are gonna hurt us because we're white?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up! Like, go home."
Baltimore. We're just relaxed, silly goose. So, on to like a topical thing. Anybody who's seen the news knows that the CEO got shot, and the dude's name is Luigi Mangio that shot him,
Allegedly.
allegedly. But there, I read this today while I was pooping this morning. Numerous people have been turned in for that crime that look exactly like Luigi Mangio. Because yeah, he's a good-looking chap,
He is.
but he's not like if you saw a picture of him, you could probably come up with two people that look like him, right?
He does look like your standard issue hot high schooler.
Yes, exactly.
You know.
But there's a guy, I think he was in Connecticut, maybe Norwalk. I don't remember 100%, but it was definitely in the New England area, that got turned in 56 times.
Oh my god.
And like they showed a picture, and he looks like that Luigi Mangione guy, but if he got like left out in the rain for a couple weeks.
Oh.
But the dude is like, I think the dude's like a Connecticut native. So like, it's not even like the only similarity between him and the shooter is looks. Different job, different age, different, where they are thought to be. But this guy got turned in like 56 times just because he had a striking resemblance to the guy.
What a shame.
It is also funny that like 56 people were like, yeah, fuck him, I'm turning him in. I'm gonna get that money.
They'll take that reward money, please.
Yes, exactly.
I can't keep up, but didn't they say the person didn't even get the reward money who turned him in?
I was reading that there's some technicality that the person who turned him in does not get the reward.
That's cheese dick as fuck.
The feds are like the fucking lottery. Like, oh, you could have won, but
Right. Not only are you a rat,
yeah.
but you only work at McDonald's, so you shouldn't be like.
That's one of the main reasons I was like, okay, I can understand a rat. And you're like, dude, I'm working fast food. I need an out. I need something. I need a bump to get me up. If there's a reward for this guy's capture, I'll fucking take it. I need a little bit of a life change.
Well, in the great poetic fucking karma that is America, they found some technicality and weaseled it out of them.
That's pretty funny.
And now they will be the most reviled McDonald's employee of all time.
In Altoona, Pennsylvania.
In Altoona.
Unless he makes a fucking banging McFlurry.
All is forgiven.
Yeah. So, yo, you put extra Reese's cups in it, dude. What do you want from me?
Is one of the rare McDonald's employees that would go behind their back and fix the machine anyway
Yeah.
and still make them.
It wouldn't even be like a real fix. He's kind of going to be like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it works. Yeah. Like
You kick it like the Fonz.
like the Fonz on a jukebox, and you're like, oh, that's all it took.
Yeah.
Then why this fucking? Like I hate you, Sanchez. You never fucking picked up a McFlurry machine for me. You're kind of just like, oh, you talk to my manager. God damn it, dude.
Oh, let's see.
Just
Like,
be a bro.
I was also reading so much shit about Like
Flurries.
no, he did the crime on a Wednesday, and they found him on they found him on a Monday morning. So what are you doing?
It was a South Park joke.
Oh,
It was the Stan Marsh doing Lord, the singer. It's like, feel good on a Monday.
okay, gotcha.
I'm sorry. You're reading on a Monday.
He should have gotten away with this. He was so close to getting away with this crime.
Yeah.
He had the gun on him. The ghost gun.
Yeah.
He had the fake IDs on him.
Yep.
He didn't change.
At all.
What are you doing? It was right there.
It is funny when you see those things where it's like, a lot of people say don't do crying out because like just because of the age of cameras everywhere and whatever, you're not going to get away with it. And most of the time, that's true.
Right.
But there's the times it doesn't work out, like the 1% times it doesn't work out, and then you read how all the ways it didn't work out. Like this didn't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, this wasn't there, they didn't have this. You're just like, really? Like, granted, like, thank God this was just some guy shooting some fucking jackass. But like the one times where it's like, oh, this is the guy who threw anthrax onto the subway. You're just like, oh, that's the time everything decides to break, or
Right. Not only is there a maze of technicalities to even get you convicted of a crime that you may have actually done, but like he did everything. If you want to get away with a crime, I guess this is the way that you would do it. Brazenly, quickly, immediately got away. Like if he would have fucking tossed that gun in a random lake in a backpack with a cinder block, nobody would have ever found it. If he would have simply changed his clothes, nobody would be able to connect the description because he had a fucking mask on. And then maybe don't wear a mask anymore because people are going to be looking for that like visage like with a mask on.
That's almost like the sketch that you're looking for at that point.
Exactly. Like you're I don't know.
I am glad he was caught for one reason. I want to see how he's treated in prison.
I thought you were going to say because he's Italian.
He's greasy. He should have been able to slip away.
It was right there.
Right?
We should have saw it the whole time.
He's not wrong.
He's not.
But he's a really good at looking Italian. Like Dion from Rock Bottom. So you're like, I hate you, Dion, but goddamn, you're a good looking guy.
He is dashing.
He is. He's swarthy, dashing. But
You
like,
just hate me because you hate me.
I want to see how this dude gets treated in prison. I think, like, will they like be like, all right, man, all right, like here you can have my extra soups or whatever. Like they'll like, start giving like free shit or just like, no, you're not fucking that guy in the butt. That guy's a fucking true hero. I want to know how he gets treated in prison. I think it'll be funny, at least.
It'll be something.
I don't think he'll be treated poorly.
No. I don't think he'll be a god, but I think he'll definitely like not have a bad time.
Yeah, because prison's full of broke people. So
there's definitely
they're going to identify with you.
Right, and there's definitely going to be people in there who have relatives who have been fucked over by insurance somehow.
Yes.
There's no way he won't be.
All right,
so somebody will be like, he did the right thing.
Legitimate
He did
question
it.
for you guys.
Okay.
So when the trial actually happens for this guy, which is probably a little ways off, long ways
God
off,
knows when.
do you think people will care, or will we get like the Haktua treatment? It's like, oh, that's old news. You know,
I don't know. That's a great
big
question.
deal.
I
I don't know.
Like, I'm just thinking about the interest levels of folks. Like, will this
think-
continue, or will it just be like, whatever happens, happens?
In the era where people don't trust the higher ups in the world, I think people will actually, like, the average people actually want this because they'll want to see, like, because if this guy gets the book thrown at him and gets, like, life, no possibility of parole, he'll be kind of a martyr. They will just be like screaming, like, free this guy for the rest of his life. But I think if he gets like 10 years, people will forget about it.
Like insanity plea or something, yeah.
I don't know.
Someone like who's like, oh, I represent the working class and the lower class. Those people will be like, I gotta push this guy as much as possible, make him like a folk hero at whatever, and then just get my money, and I'll make money off that somehow, making this guy a folk hero. I think that'll happen. I don't think you'll be forgotten about it like Hawk Tuah.
No, I think there'll definitely be a quieting down period. Maybe even in a couple weeks. Maybe even by the time this episode airs. Like, it'll be talked about. It could be talked about less. There won't be clips about it from every fucking possible content creator that there is for a little while. But then when the trial does come about, I think there'll be a resurgence for a little while.
That makes sense.
That resurgence won't be that super long, I don't think.
What I do predict, though, by the time this episode comes out, in real life, maybe even fucking tomorrow, you're gonna start seeing people capitalizing off of his image or his name.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like it's already happening. There has to be
if it is already happening, I just haven't seen it yet.
some Etsy stores or some kind of like
Right now, there's
direct-to-garment printing
Or
stuff.
just somebody in a median
there's
with him on his arm.
there's orders for Bella Canvas and Comfort Colors blanks flying off the shelves right now.
The hottest holiday gift.
Literally.
Luigi Blanky.
No, I think somebody will have an armful of these selling them in a median. Probably the day of, I think that happened.
I guess he'll be tried in New York too. It's going to be a big deal.
Evan brought up the Hawk Tuah girl, something Welch.
Haley Welch.
Yeah. She has her own podcast now called Talk Tuah, which, clever.
It's pretty well
Wasn't
named.
that a sign for homework?
Not yet.
No.
I think it'd be funny as shit.
Yeah,
if she
we got
did-
the
What?
we got the directions. We're good.
I didn't take this?
No. I'm saying to him, like, we'll be good for a while.
I think it'd be funny if that Welch girl pivoted, kind of like Oprah pivoted. Because when Oprah first had the Oprah Winfrey Show, it was basically on the same tier as Jerry Springer, as Maury Povich, Richard Bay, Jenny Jones, all those. Oprah was like the OG.
Daytime
This
talk.
one is people cheating. Tomorrow we're going to have midget tossing on it. It was like that line, and then she pivoted into someone where you pay attention to her book club. She's the first female black billionaire. It's like she pivoted like that. I think it would be amazing to see a girl that was just drunk on a boardwalk talking about like sucking dick pivot herself, become like a mogul. Because, dude, first off, we love a girl who does what she says she does, but also it's so pure and genuine. You're like,
Yeah.
I'd like to see her succeed.
Yeah.
Hey, you say it that way, I feel bad for throwing shade.
It's like Corn Kid, kind of. I'm a Corn Kid.
I do remember Corn Kid. We don't know his first name.
How much do you watch it though? When you're like, you know what? I hope has a fucking nice house. I hope he has food every day. I hope he's doing well for himself now.
I hope he has a brand new pair of shoes for every day of the week for school.
Yes, exactly. I hope he always looks crisp as hell for all his job interviews, and I hope he fucking aces them. So, like, the Hawk Tuah girl, her herself, you're like, oh, she seems like a fucking down-to-earth girl. I hope she does well. People beat that joke into the fucking ground.
Boy, did they.
But for some reason, that one I didn't pivot it into being mad at her.
She didn't do it.
Yeah.
In fact, besides starting a podcast and capitalizing off of it, probably the smartest way she could have, she didn't really do anything.
And I feel like it was also people that kind of swooped in that motivated a lot of this stuff too.
Yeah,
She's just kind of like, yeah, I'll go along for the ride, sure.
Some industrious motherfucker was like, oh, that clip has 40 million views.
Yeah.
Let me send her an email and get her a fucking
That way I can make
contract
money.
right away.
And as her, it's like, also, she's probably like a dog groomer or a fucking whatever.
Something. Oh,
You know,
here's a life-changing amount of money.
A desktop
Yes.
order. It's like, so look, man, you just do this, and we can make this much. I'll give you this much of it. Yeah, so she's like, yeah. Because, like, she came across as somebody who has to make rent just like we do, or bills like we do.
Just a regular,
So you're like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. She went for that money. But I think it's be funny, like 20 years from now, like I said, her podcast or show, whatever you call it, is called Talk Tuah. You will see presidential candidates on Talk Tuah, and then like they're like, oh yeah, well, I feel like, you know, it's cool that I'm here, whatever. It's like, by the way, where'd you get that name from?
Oh, like they don't
They've
know.
forgotten
Like she's been such
the
an
origin
institution
story
for so long that
Like, I was in this viral video
20 years ago.
4 years ago,
Yeah.
8 years ago. This
Like,
clip.
if like you're like, hey, like I'm on the Oprah Winfrey Show, it's like, but her name isn't really Oprah Winfrey. It's like,
It's Harpo.
It's like Stacy James or whatever. Like, so why do you call it Oprah? And she just unloads into some like really horrific
I've lost myself.
14X rated, just depraved shit. And you're just like, I just wanted to run for governor. But I think it'd be funny. Now, like, you have presidential candidates like, yeah, so everybody should vote for me. Here's my things. Like, by the way, why do they call it Talk to Them? And just watch their faces drop. It's like, look, I have been crushing Red Claws or White Claws, and I was just smoking weed with my friends on this boardwalk down wherever, New Jersey, and someone's like,
Wildwood.
yo, how do you suck dick? She's like, what I do? You know, whatever. And she's like, I was just chilling. I was just hanging out. And next thing you know, someone's like, yo, you're viral. If you bring this here, you become like a thousandaire. She's like, fuck yeah, dude. I work at Joseph A. Banks as at the desk. Yeah, I'll fucking do it.
I work at the Piercing Pagoda.
Yeah. You're been to Sapporo? I can't afford to go there. But it'd just be funny that if she turns it into like the destination interview place.
Her giant platform of a show.
Yes. I think that'd be great.
Hold on to your hat, Theo. I'm chasing you at the heels.
But like and like the content wise too, like she would be like an incredible interviewer, asking very insightful questions, and just amazing at the craft.
She just owns it.
But at the time, all she was just a drunk white girl on like a pier.
Well, I don't remember who said it, but some female comic was on her show, and she was like, oh, I loved her immediately because she just full on will say anything. Like, she came out and was like, oh, I'm a crack baby. When I was in the womb, my mom full on smoked crack when I was born.
The Welsh shit?
Yes.
Oh shit! I want to root for her even more.
Right.
I gotta listen to the show now.
She comes from actual nothing. So I wish her the best.
It goes back to Luigi Mangione. You're like, dude, he's just a regular feller.
Doesn't it all?
Regular feller trying to make good in this world. One chooses to make money and boost things up out of her fucking shit life. Luigi might be a bit of a fucking vigilante.
Yeah.
Vigilante cat. But yeah.
I feel like y'all should do a
he's
Hail
Italian,
Mary.
so it's a vigilante.
I feel like y'all should do a Hail Mary and try to get Hawk2 on your podcast.
I would love
It can be done.
Do a little
Love
collab.
it, dude.
I would bet $90 that she's from Virginia or something.
I would buy Sapporo that day. 'Cause I wouldn't hurt at the rest of the beer and whatever Evan's going to hand me.
Oh. You're ready already?
Yeah.
I slowed down because I realized that there aren't bathrooms in cars.
I'll slow down when I realize that I'm not going to spend money in buckets.
I really hate that there's not bathrooms in cars.
You know, we haven't figured that out yet.
Of all the innovations we have, that's
Fucking
not one.
Cybertrucks with no turlet.
But how sick
Bullshit.
How sick is that? I haven't met us in a while though. So when we finally drop him off, we can all pay.
We're all
And
gonna
get
like
snacks.
line up
Fuck,
and
dude.
hold hands. It's gonna be
There's the trough, dude. I'm like, let's cross streams. Tom's like, I can't. My dick's touching the porcelain. It's cool.
This is the real.
Oh my God, that reminds me. When I was in Tennessee,
I brought me.
I went to Buc-ee's. First of all, Buc-ee's has the greatest bathrooms of
How
all
good
time.
is Buc-ee's?
I've always liked Buc-ee's. When I did some time in Texas with Drown, I learned about Buc-ee's like 10 years ago. I love Buc-ee's. They have the best bathrooms of any roadside stop ever. There's giant concrete barriers in between every urinal. It's clean. The food has no business being that good.
That one southeast kind of hacky barbecue chain, Cookout.
Love Cookout too.
Great bathroom.
I love Cookout.
Great bathroom.
You asked me to get you something from Tennessee, and that's exactly what I did.
What is it? A Buc-ee's
Oh,
shirt?
shit.
It's a Buc-ee's shirt.
Fuck yeah,
For
dude.
Den? Bucky shirt?
Hells yeah, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You said, get me something from Tennessee. I said, will do.
And I intend to see that you did that. Nice, dude. Thank you.
Are your parents from Nashville?
No.
Oh, because you're the only 10 I see.
That's all right. Now you're just pushing it.
This is all connected
you, man.
now.
I appreciate that.
10 is 10 IC.
Dude, I hate when people compare Buc-ee's to Wawa.
There's no comparison.
It's not the same thing, even close.
Nope. Buc-ee's is so much better.
And look, I live in Wawa territory.
Happily.
Sheets is better.
I fuck with Sheets hard.
Sheets is way better.
Every time I travel north or west in PA, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Sheets. Like, I don't care if it's like 20 minutes out of the
Fried
way.
cheese curds at like fucking like 1 a.m. You're like, yeah,
Dude, their fucking breakfast burrito double wrapped with like the cheesy John and like, do you want to add tater tots? Like, yeah,
better coffee than Wawa.
it's so
too.
fucking
Now,
good, dude.
Sheets made to order stomps on Wawa's made to order.
Oh yeah.
However, I still prefer Wawa for all of their other things.
If Wawa
Wawa's
wasn't
solid.
off every single
Dependable.
exit ever in our area,
Yeah.
if they were just like a fucking sub shop in a neighborhood, I'm like, this is the worst fucking place I've ever been in my entire life. The sandwiches are not great. When you're drunk 1 a.m. or it's 4 a.m. and you've been driving for hours and hours and hours, yes, it's the best sub you'll ever have.
You're gonna get gas.
Yes.
There's a place to shit and pee.
Yes.
And it's gonna be okay.
And it's something that's not a bag of chips or a bag of cookies. It's something that's prepared. You're like, all right.
Yeah, you can get a full-on sandwich, or you can get like a cup of mac and cheese, or you can get apple slices,
Or you can get a fucking double-decker cheeseburger, which actually ain't that bad.
Cheeseburger's not bad there?
It's not
Really?
bad, man.
Never tried it.
It's probably
Interesting.
like taking years off my life, but it's
I
not
had
bad.
the pizza.
So is
I've never tried
everything
the
good
pizza.
though.
Seriously.
Pizza's basically tombstone.
What do you want on your...
I don't remember. No, someone else got it. And I was like, you want to try? I was like, yeah. I got to see what Wawa pizza is. But yeah, Wawa isn't like this magical land. It's just a convenient land.
It is very convenient. In our area, though, it's true. You can throw a rock in the air, and the breeze will blow it, and it'll land on a Wawa somewhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of the devil,
Yep, Sheets is coming up. Also, he's pretty chill, I've heard.
he's aight.
One thing I will say against Sheets, though, I don't care what anybody says, that fucking Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce is weird.
I didn't like it. It just
don't
tastes
know.
like barbecue sauce.
I don't know if I like it or hate it. It's weird.
I think it simply tastes like barbecue sauce.
No, I don't think it tastes like barbecue sauce. It's esque, but it's not. Yeah, it's just weird. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's the greatest barbecue sauce ever." I was like, "Calm down."
First of all, if barbecue sauce is not full-on homemade from somebody who's obsessed with the craft or whatever of barbecue, or if it's not from a grocery store shelf, I don't really want it. I don't want barbecue sauce from a fast food place.
I don't know. What if I just told you the McRib is back? The McRib ribs.
Bone
dude.
in.
I've never had it.
So good. It's one of those foods is it's not good.
Would you
Something
say-
in your brain's like, it's good.
Would you say it McRibs?
It McRibs, yes. It does. I saw where you're going. You just needed a little nudge in back into the net.
A little sauce, maybe?
See? I knew you'd get it eventually.
Told you I got it.
I'm telling you, dude. All you gotta do is knock the onions off the McRib, and the McRib's great.
I fucking love onions, man.
Did you ever have the rib sandwich at school lunch?
No. Can you what?
Can I deviate totally from this convo right
Yes.
now? We just drove by a place called LCBC Church, and an ex of mine,
LCBC.
LCBC.
Okay.
I can't recall what it stands for.
Jesus
but
Christ
an
of
ex-
Latter-day Canes.
That's probably better than their actual name. An ex of mine, her brother was the music director there, and I would go with them and the family on Sundays sometimes when I stayed over to support the brother.
Yeah.
And they were like, it was like a straight up rock show. Like they would have a pastor on video kind of feeding to all the LCBC churches, but then there would be like a live rock band, and her brother was like the front man of this, and they would do like contemporary music, but they would give it a religious spin.
That bothered me.
And that all just came back to me as we drove by it. This is what happens when I go to Lancaster County.
Were you
That's
into
true.
it or like just like against it? Like,
I was there to be nice and kind.
yeah.
And felt a certain way, but was not very honest about it.
I don't. Unless it's like Baptist church, like Black people church,
The best church.
when like the music is like upbeat.
Dude, best
Or-
decision ever. I got one of those across my street.
Oh,
Fucking
sick.
rules.
In
dude.
my old neighborhood, there was one on the corner.
Yeah, it was.
And on Sundays, we would go skateboarding, and if you rode by at just the right time, you'd catch the praise breaks. It was awesome.
So good.
So you said there was one in your neighborhood.
Say good.
You were talking about one being in your neighborhood.
Oh yeah, no. The house I'm currently renting. There's a I'm not sure what denomination church,
Right.
but is like heavy music, like musical, and like everyone dresses of the fucking nines, and everyone looks like they're like that term Sunday best probably started with this church.
Okay.
And they'll have like there's a big parking lot next to it, and they'll have like sometimes they'll do some recitals, and they did the Christmas parade. And they fucking got a truck, and there was a band on the back of the truck, and that was the most solid fucking drummer I've
Of course.
ever heard in my life. Holy shit! I was like,
Dude.
I need to watch this dude. I need to take lessons from this
What
dude.
else?
Gospel breeds
So fucking
great
good, dude.
drummers.
What I was saying though is like, when it's like the upbeat, like gospel, get up out of your chair music, cool. When it's the really sad, sullen white people
Dude,
church,
that was this shit.
That's
pipe
all.
organ shit.
That's all Catholicism.
That okay, but it's any other besides those types. I'm like, it bothers me. Like if you're having like a bunch of just dads in like jean shorts and like Hawaiian shirts playing like just Jimmy Buffett, but with Jesus in it, you're like, get away from the altar.
Super gross.
Freaks.
Oh, another Roxanne cover.
Yeah.
Great.
Even if it's like songs about Christianity or whatever, it's just like Christianity and like metal. It's like, I don't know, man.
Well,
It's
that's
not-
where I deviate. I love a ton of Christian metal.
You like the double pedal Jesus metal?
I love
Love it.
I love
August Burns Red. Back to that.
I love
They
Christian-
were.
I love
This is
Christian
all
hardcore.
connected, man.
I love Christian hardcore. Do you know how
See?
excited I would get when Tooth and Nail would put out the compilations? I'm like, I'll find at least one band I think rips.
Mikey Fresh, who was on the pod before,
Yeah.
Dude.
used to prank call people, and he would say, "This is such and such from Tooth and Nail Records."
Nice.
That was his go-to
They
line.
had some bangers, dude. Early Living Sacrifice on there.
Dude, Living Sacrifice, so good.
First couple of bangers.
Training for Utopia, that first
Yeah.
full length was hard as
Yeah,
fuck.
that was good. Strong Arm, which is pretty much Shai Hulud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strong Arm is not greater than or equal to Stretch
It
Arm
was-
Strong.
Strong Arm led to Shai Hulud.
Okay.
It's like same guys.
They were doing like that kind of Florida metalcore stuff
Yeah.
before.
Yep.
Like we're kind of chaotic, but we're also kind of
Yep.
sensitive.
I know exactly what you mean.
It was that stuff early. It was pre-Shai Hulud.
Yeah. Oh, Back in Black,
Stretch Armstrong
the
was kinda like-
AC/DC tribute is coming.
Like, I know they don't sound a lot alike, but I would throw that in with like H2O type shit.
Ooh.
The overly poppy hardcore.
Well,
AKA it sucks.
yeah, the worst kind, an abomination to
Yeah.
hardcore. I hate to deviate too hard, but we're gonna be there in about 10 or 11 minutes, so I'd say we should get into homework before we get
I need
there.
my phone if we're gonna do that.
Oh, I've memorized it.
I can do it on the way
Okay.
home.
Okay.
Let's do homework on the way home.
All right, let's do homework on the way
So
home.
we're gonna
Let's-
get extremely drunk and do homework.
yeah, for
Yes.
about 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up and have a great ride home on our own.
Tight. No, I mean I'm into it.
Should we wrap then until we get there?
I mean, I guess if you want your phone, I can pull it up on my phone. The directions.
Well, if you pull up your phone, I can just do homework. You said 10 minutes?
But if I pull it up on my phone, I can't film it.
I know, but you said we're gonna be there in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be back after the show. We'll give you a little show breakdown, and we'll do the homework and get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Trills.
Love you.
Which part did they like?
Beer.
That part.
Dude, that show actually, if it wasn't 6 bands, that show would have been sick.
Yeah.
If they would have cut out, yeah. I'm so glad we showed up on time for Noel.
Yeah.
Noel ruled. And shout out to that fucking trumpet player. What the fuck was
Right?
that?
That was pretty sweet. I wish the sound for them was a little better.
Yeah.
I feel like I
You think the
hate
fir-
that where they have the opening bands have shit sounds.
Right.
Yeah.
You think the first band should have the best sound because they set up first.
Or at least
hours
like
before.
Yes. Hopefully.
or at least like try to give them good sound. So it'd be like there's like this kind of unwritten sound guy law, like opening bands just sound like shit because it's all about the headliner. Like sometimes
That's
the
crap.
opening band's better than the headliner, and you just gotta let them fucking cook.
The first 3
I don't get
bands
it.
were the highlight of the night.
Yeah.
No, Suffocation fucking ripped.
Suffocation blew everybody away. I
That was
think.
the headliner, in my opinion.
Yeah, same.
Why? Because we left after the
second song.
I mean,
The
yes,
second,
but
yeah.
also
The
I
rest
like
of the,
Sufo better than Morbid.
I looked up the set list. The rest of it's not that much better. They played a couple more Altars of Madness songs, but they didn't even play that. Like they play a Domination song later, which I don't really give a shit about. They played like, yeah, they didn't play
My
much.
favorite album gets made fun of, so I'm not even going to mention it.
We talked about it on pod before, like the I one.
Nah, Formula's
Or
favorite.
yeah.
Flash. The F1.
And mine is
The I one, like the Latin.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. We listened to it. I think I thought it was good or something.
I honestly like all of them, even the kind of new metal-y one.
It's all right.
There's lots of cool shit to it. Should we get into homework?
I still want to talk. I want to talk about the show just a little more. Noel was sick.
Yeah.
Fulci was like spot on. They were
They were
great.
I've never seen them. I haven't really listened to them. That was like really nice.
Didn't
It was a
think
good
the
set.
sound was great for them either.
It was better.
The guitars could have been
they
way
made
louder.
it work. They made the shit sound work.
Yeah.
I took my earplugs out for them. I had to. It was a little low.
Quiet, yes. Like you could hear bass and drums fine from where I was watching off to that far right side. You know, how I do.
Typical Dennis.
But yeah, just the guitars weren't all that loud.
They sounded good. More like we were saying earlier. If Mortiferum's set was 15 minutes, I would have been like, they're the coolest band.
Yeah.
But
They sounded great.
It did. Me and Evan turned to each other when Bull said we got one more song. I was like, they played more than one song,
Yeah. They didn't really stop between songs.
and they all sound the same. It just sounded like one long ass song.
I liked them. It's just, I don't know. Like the recorded, I was kind of like, yeah, this is decent, but you know, I don't really care after that. The live, I liked it a lot more.
Like there's a way to kick like a consistent sound and also still be interesting within that sound. I think they're still working on that, honestly. Like
I suppose
their sound is consistently good, but it's not consistently interesting.
I get that.
Fair.
Yeah.
You're right. It does sound like old Incantation.
What did
Yeah,
you guys?
there's too much of that.
What did we think about Ueda?
I thought they sucked.
I thought they were so strange. I was like, are they?
It was like an odd man out show, but like it was like
yeah, kind. It shouldn't have been though.
I feel like they weren't cohesive too. Like the drummer was playing like hyper speed, but no, there was really no need for that. Like it was like
Yeah, he was kind of overplaying the parts. Not like busy, but just overplaying.
And I hate when bands get up on stage, set up all their shit, and then they all get off stage, stand off to the side of it, and then hit the smoke machine and come out.
And they come fucking back,
it's like,
dude.
shut up.
I don't like it when they do that when they start the set, let alone they fucking walked off and the lights came up and then they fucking came back and then started just breaking their shit down.
And they also, when they started, they came out, they walked onto the stage to their own acoustic tracks.
I cannot tell you how much ick that gives me as a fan. I think it's so corny.
Look,
how bad do you think?
You better be a headliner if you're doing shit like that.
Saying, if you're a headliner, that's excusable. But if you're the support band,
you're the support band.
It's like you only have a certain amount of time to do your thing. It's like instead of walking off the stage, get up there and start playing.
Yeah, they're 4 of 6.
Yeah.
Like, what are you? You're doing too much
on a Wednesday in the middle of Pennsylvania.
Suffocation played circles around them, and they weren't even. They didn't even waste a second.
Their set seemed really short to me.
It did. It fucking flew by. And Suffocation songs are classically kind of long.
Yeah.
And we were
5-ish minutes usually.
Right?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
We were talking about this too. Like, their songs have so much variety in them, and there's so many different parts and shit.
It takes you on a journey.
It's crazy.
They're really this may sound like a weird thing to say, but they're really good at filling their allotted time.
Yes.
There was no dead space.
There's no fat on their set whatsoever.
Yeah.
They use every bit of that 30 minutes. And well.
Their new songs sound better live than they did on that new record. The record's decent. but those songs sound way better live.
Yeah, what they played 2 brand new songs.
2 or 3.
That
They
second
were
song they
good.
played, you could tell that was kind of like the hit. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this
Like
one's
the 4th or
fucking
5th
killing
was
it.
a new song too.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, but I was like, I remember being like, listening to when the new one came out, I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. But live, it just hit a lot harder.
It did.
Yeah.
And then I Am Morbid, yeah, they played.
Yeah. Something seriously, they could have done 2 more, as far as I'm concerned. And I was ready for that show to wrap up as fast as possible.
Yeah.
But if they could have gone 2 more, and I'd be like, I'm all about it.
If Suffo played an encore, I straight up would have left after.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even waited for Morbid at that point. It was nice to see Pete the Feet play a couple songs, though.
Yeah.
He sounded good. He took like half a song to warm up. Like I
Yeah.
could tell, I was like,
Yeah,
I was
he
like,
did.
oh, but then all of a sudden he fucking like ramped up. I was like, oh, there he is.
He's got to be 60 by now.
Yeah,
he's always been old.
Yeah. It's true.
Think about like Terrorizer. Think about like how long he's been around. Like,
It was nice to see Fall from Grace in
Wasn't
real
he
life.
Repulsion?
I don't think he was in Repulsion. He was in Terrorizer, and then right to Morbid Angel from that. As far as I know.
Huh.
I don't know.
I also do, one thing I forgot about metal shows that I love, and I get reminded of every time I go to a metal show, is people getting stoked when like the sound check guy comes on stage. Because that one dude that was doing sound check for all the bands, he comes up and just starts playing and goes, and
Picks up
somebody's
every
just
instrument. It's
and
like,
somebody's
oh.
just like, yeah! So it's like, this dude's
like,
so stoked on
It's the
sound
You
check.
Show Now sound guy.
He's so stoked on sound check.
Those metalheads are the equivalent of hardcore kids who mosh to samples.
Respect.
Or who mosh to the fucking air horn. Or the air raid
On the air
siren.
raid siren, I've seen that happen twice.
Yeah, same. I've seen it more than twice.
Fury of 5 and The Killer.
That was
Well-
my favorite face wreck moment. Was mosh to nothing.
Mosh to nothing.
And they did.
And they
I was like,
did.
Fucking yes.
That was brilliantly done. Let's get into
I forgot who I was talking to about that face rep thing of Watch to Nothing, because we were talking early in the day about when, like, back in the day, hardcore shows, people would mosh for the entire song, not just the allotted mosh part.
right.
And I think it was Matt, and we was just like, damn, we were just talking about how great it was when people moshed to the entire song. What if they moshed to nothing, no part of the song? Like,
The song ends, they start moshing.
I was like,
Oh,
damn,
shit.
maybe these young kids are like next level, and we just don't give them the credit they deserve.
Yeah. And I feel like
If you just mosh between bands, as soon as someone sits on a drum throat, you just stop.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck,
I would
that's
love
funny.
that. Mosh to nothing.
It's like, sir, stop kicking me. I'm trying to put my bass cap on the stage.
I feel like back in the day too, it was a lot more like taking turns
Yeah.
in every video I've seen.
Oh, I Am Morbid did something that bugged me too.
Yeah.
Played.
The guitar players switched sides for no fucking reason.
They definitely had some like 80s hair metal, but that Morbid Angel had the 80s hair metal thing.
But it was like,
I'm trying to like give them some credit.
like it's like after first I was like, dude, I want to rock on that side now. You can rock on this side. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, dude.
I also can't let it pass what Evan said when they played Immortal Rights, and there's that part that goes shun jun jun.
And David was like, oh. And I leaned back to Tom. I was like, someone should have told him no. Like, don't do that. That's
told
that's.
him no.
And then he kept. And then like the third time he did it, it was like, oh. Like, he didn't get it after 3 times. I'm just like, wow, that's not good.
And then the next time he did it, it starts to become funny.
That fucked me
Maybe
up.
that's the reason the band split was that part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Trey was
That
like,
fucked
nope.
me up.
Oh.
Let's get into our goddamn homework.
Oh god.
Knock off that shit, dog.
Every week, Tom and I assign each other a piece of music and a piece of comedy to report back on the following week. We also ask that our guests take part in this. Last week, we had the Enigma on the podcast.
Jeremy.
Jeremy Tingle. And And
I'll believe it when I see it.
that's what we were saying the entire day until he finally walked through the doors.
He pulled up,
Yeah.
and I said, "Oh my God, he's here!"
And I think I was still like, yeah, right. You're like, no.
No, he just parked.
Like, fuck, what do we do?
I didn't think he'd actually show up. No, but I was stoked to see him.
Yeah,
He brought
it was
us
fun.
Good dude.
Trail of Lies, Only the Strong.
Yeah,
Want me to start?
sure.
It's nice when bands I thought were mid come back after a long hiatus with a record that shows they didn't spend that entire hiatus letting their guitar collect us. This time around, the songs are short, chuggy, Syracuse-style hardcore, but actually kind of memorable and decent. Not bad, fellers. 6 out of 10.
Wow.
The vocals are still a little... I'm not really into the vocals.
It's
Yeah.
that.
I thought the drumming was good.
Yeah, mine's very short. Fucking zilch. That band was always a zilch for me because the vocal is so egregiously takes me out of it. I cannot get
fair.
through it. I thought maybe it'll be better now. It wasn't.
I think I'm just used to bands with bad vocals.
And it's like
Usually it's my fault.
like maybe I'm fucking stupid for not liking them because musically they are good.
Yeah.
And that dude, the singer, Tom,
Yeah.
he designs like merch spreads for bands, and he's really good at it. Like he's really good at putting together a merch table of shit that people want to buy. But I do not like him on
Like
singing.
a charcuterie board of merch.
Yes. Just really cool looking shit,
That'd be a fun mashup now that I think about it.
right?
Just have some charcuterie out on your merch table.
Just have some, like, deep cooked pepperonis in there.
Like next to your long sleeve, there's like a summer sausage.
Ah, I would love.
There's like a nice aged goat cheese.
Some
with, like,
hard
a nice
salami.
fruit
Oh,
jelly.
and a nice stone ground mustard.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Right next to your 3-panel hats.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I want
I'd
that.
be the best merchant because I wouldn't stop eating.
I want that for our future.
Evan, did you listen to any of this stuff or did you not have a
I
chance
listened. I did most of the homework, being
Not
the
that one?
overachiever that I am. Trail of Lies. I'll say this. I really wanted to like War when they first kind of dropped, like in the 2012, 13
That
ish
record
kind of
was
thing.
everywhere.
And I was like, this is good, but it's like, all right, it's not hitting like I want it. This new one I thought was better.
Yeah.
It's still kind of doing like a little bit of Terror, a little bit of Until the End. I like that they kind of changed up the formula. There was like a turmoil beat in one song, like kind of a downbeat part. The vocals I kind of thought were more interesting because I started to hear like he has one of those vocals where you can hear like a high pitch or a low pitch, like depending on what you want to focus on.
Huh.
It's like you can hear his vocal cords working. It's a strange vocal.
It's like he has a built-in octave pedal in his throat.
It's bizarre, but I kind of got it more with this release. I was like, oh, I'm kind of vibing with it right now.
All right.
And,
What if he was like, oh.
Dude, he was all like,
but it's like it was. I liked it. I thought it was good. I would give it probably like a 6 out of 10.
Wow.
I thought the breakdowns were heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
More
I like
than
this one.
more than the War album that I have.
Yeah.
it's
Like,
definitely
this was a
better.
band I always thought was kind of mid. They were fun to watch live.
Dude, they put on a great show.
Yeah, but this record I was like, oh, I actually enjoy this. This is nice.
What else did he bring
Maybe
us?
I'll revisit the old
Oh,
War
yeah.
shit. Probably not that.
He also brought us Mudhoney, Tomorrow Hit Today. I said, was Mudhoney always this trippy? This record is wild. Hell of a way to start the day, too. I was listening to it in the morning going to work.
Yeah.
I definitely feel the honky-tonk Jerm spoke of. If you're a lyrics guy, I wonder if Jerm didn't move like we talked about after the mics were off to avoid becoming his own version of that song Oblivion. Because that song's all about like being somewhere he shouldn't and shit.
Yeah.
It's groovy as shit. Definitely hear the sludge, especially the last song. I actually really liked it. But the last few tracks before the end kind of fell off, but I still gave it an 8. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Early Mudhoney is like that. This is. Oh, I'll get into it. Hold on. Mudhoney Tomorrow Hit Today. One of the last good drugs records before they became Rootin' and Tootin'.
Yeah.
Even though it's also one of their weirdest, it's also one of their most focused and cohesive. If that makes any sense to anybody but me. Mudhoney fucking rules. 8 out of 10. It was like, yeah, it was the last of their, like, because they're always kind of like drug-induced, like just fuzzy, like fuzz pedal punk. But after this record, it started to lean more into like bluegrass, country shit.
Yeah, they were starting to get weird on this record.
A couple of their records later on were straight up country rock albums, but still somehow good. But yeah, they're a solid band. But this is one of the last of that era of them, even though it's not like it's different members ever. It's just
Right.
the same guys.
I thought it was awesome.
Haven't you check it out?
I did. This was my introduction to Mudhoney. I've
Oh.
never heard Mudhoney before.
What'd you think?
I saw it and I was like, oh, this is probably some grunge or something, because I remember that was like the
Yeah.
grunge era band that I never checked out.
Yeah, they're akin to all
Kinda
these
They were the
bands.
redheads that out of that scene.
Melvins, Jesus Lizard, like stuff like that. I never really checked out Mudhoney, so I was like, I'm intrigued. Let's check it out. Initially, it was like, oh, this sounds kind of like some hippie jam band. I was like, they take a theme and they just kind of like roll with the theme in a song instead of like giving you like some variety. It's like just like, oh, we're just gonna rock this theme, like musical theme, for like a good 4 or 5 minutes. And I was like, all right, I'm bored as fuck. But then I realized I kept listening. I kept giving them chances and like listening to different songs. I was like, there's like a weird stoner vibe to it. Like,
Yes.
That I was like, okay, like I see why I'm intrigued by this. And the one thing I realized, I think after about 3 or 4 songs, and Tom, you hit it as well, I feel like this is like a lyric band. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a lyric guy. Like,
Me,
I could care
not
less
at
about
all.
what people are saying when there's music. I want to hear music.
It's rare that I even pay attention to
And that's
lyrics.
the thing. Like, there's some bands like that with me as well, where it's like, oh, there's lyrics. Like, this is taking me on a different level, different pathway. I was like, if people are into lyrics, this would probably level up this band for them. Like, there was some interesting stuff. Like, what I caught with the lyrics was interesting. But overall, I would probably give it like a 4 out of 10. It was not something I would come back to. It had like some stoner, some grunge, but the more hippie jam that I'm really used to, and like, yeah, the lyrics didn't save it for me. It was not my thing.
You
But I'll
gave it
still
a good
give it
try,
4 out
though.
of 10 because I think it's there's probably something there.
Maybe a different record you'd like more. You did give it a good try, though.
I would be willing to like explore their catalog after that record.
Yeah, I think you brought me one of their records once before.
Yeah, I think it's since we've become translucent.
I think it might be that one.
That's a later one. You brought me a podcast called Workforce Titans.
Yeah.
This is not in reference to this podcast, but I think podcasts are a bad way to show how funny a comedian is, because every podcast, no matter which one it is, some of it's good, some of it's not. So if you're having an off day and just that one week you just like aren't selling it, it's like watching a person bomb on stage. You know what I mean? But then the week after will be great again, and you're like, oh yeah, I love this podcast. And then 2, 3, 4 weeks later, you're like, another dud comes through. You're like, it's just hard to like get a vibe for a comedian from podcasts, mostly for me. But Workforce Titans episode 1, I can see why Tom likes this. Features the phrase "on the job" about 45 times, and since joining the union a year ago, Tom has turned it into his entire identity. Podcast is decent, but Foster is
Great, now he's gotta
really
stick around for a
hard to
fight.
understand sometimes.
He kind of is.
6 out of 10 podcast. I liked it. You know, it's kind of fits in the same vein as like The End and Dad Meat and that crew. But sometimes, man, like Foster, he's a funny motherfucker, but
He does.
The Delco accent mixed with total redneck. And it's just like, you're like, what?
He's also got this weird, like, nasally effect to his voice where it sounds like his nose is stuffed all the time.
Yes.
And he kind of slurs his words together when he gets excited about a topic, and I get that. But he is fucking funny.
Sounds like he's drunk.
I'm also glad that that's not a weekly podcast. Because if it was, it would be too much. It's every 2 weeks.
Oh.
But I love that dude Tubbs. He's so funny.
He's very like happy and like excited.
He rules.
But I don't know.
I've heard he's a very fairly priced good plumber too.
Oh.
I know people he's worked for.
Yeah. He's like, I want a job. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's like sitting next to Alderson. For fuck's sakes. It's like you've had a real job for a fucking year. Calm down, Tom. And he also brought me
real job.
He also brought me Concrete Wind's self-titled record.
I loved it.
2024. If Big Fat Soft Titties wrote a record, 9 out of 10. I enjoyed this so much.
I listened to it a bunch of times.
Dude, it is dumb heavy, dumb angry, dumb fast, and just, I loved it.
I think it's what Nails was going for.
Yeah, they fucking failed.
They did it much better.
Nails stinks. This rules.
I'm talking about this band.
This rules. Nails can fucking blow it.
They can go screw.
You know what they should do? Bolt.
Why are the child locks on? I'm trying to roll out of this car right now. Fuck.
Tuck and roll. Evan, did you listen to Concrete Winds?
I did. It was much better than my Torque Winds. But it was also, I would say, like, I heard hints of war metal.
Yeah.
I did too.
Which maybe only I'd say that after you said that. Tom and I know? No.
When I say IDK, but I be knowing.
It was like Discordance Axis war metal. There was like the purposefully like fucking gnarly discordant riff with the war metal beats. The thing that threw me off, like track 5 all of a sudden kicked into like, I was like, oh, this is kind of like a one-dimensional band, like a Mortiferum.
No, it's not.
No, it's kind of like a one-dimensional band. But then, next thing I know, like, track 5 hit, and I was like, there's a fucking KMFDM beat. I want to, like, be like, KMFDM is a drug against war. And all of a sudden, it was like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I thought it was, like, it was interesting, and it was, like, the thing I will give them, too. Like, I didn't love it, but then, again, like, sometimes I need to revisit stuff that's, like, different, and this is definitely like something new.
This has been in my rotation lately.
It's like a new thing. Like, it's rare that you hear new shit. Yeah. And Concrete Winds was like, oh fuck, like this is, I need to sit with this for a second because I don't know what the fuck's going on. And as somebody who owns like a gagillion CDs and whatnot, has heard everything. I was like, this is impressively new. So I'll give it probably give it a 8 out of 10.
Nice.
What did I bring you?
You brought me, for comedy-wise, you brought me a special by Liz Mealy, Ghost of Academic Future.
Yeah.
I said, I forgot. She promoted this on We Might Be Drunk when this was a new thing. So I was like excited to watch it because I like just forgot about it and never checked it out. But I found myself checking the clock often. 13 minutes, 22 minutes, 28 minutes, 33 minutes, it got a little like TED Talky, 43 minutes, etc. But I'd rather be waterboarded than do math in my free time. Got a big laugh out of me. And I put apple cider vinegar on my face, but I stopped because I decided nobody wanted to fuck a salad. It was a great joke. The joke about stamps was almost good too.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of stories and not a lot of jokes.
Okay.
Like not a lot of punchlines. And I just found I so much didn't get it. I watched it a second time and I was like, nope, still didn't like it that much. I gave it a 2. And I was like, I must have missed something. So I watched it a second time today or yesterday. But yeah, that's
I listened to this. What you said, like
on the way, right?
Watching the time, I was watching the time because I was like, oh fuck, the Wawa's coming up. That's the only reason I was watching the time. I was like, I can't listen to this whole thing. But I thought it was. This is coming from a person that does not like deep dive comedy often anymore. I used to do it a ton, but I thought this was a fun, endearing, and I don't want. That sounds like a stupid thing to say.
Endearing is kind of accurate.
I was like, I kind of like enjoy her.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing.
This is like her takes are fucking cool. And, like they make me smile and like think about stuff that I've had in my life. I was like, okay, this is like really nice, and I like the kind of opening thing where it's like. The marriage thing. I was in like 5 weddings. 2 were for love. 3 because I was like, fuck. And I was like,
we're 30
like,
something. We need
you
to.
should have waited till like you could get the refuse, so, like the divorcees. And I was like, oh, that's too real, but also kind of funny.
Like, yeah, I enjoyed her on We Might Be Drunk so much. I was like, I do like her. I bet I'd watch that special. Never did.
A more recent one called Murder Sheets.
Maybe that's what she was promoting on We Might Be Drunk, because I remember that name.
Murder Sheets is probably a couple months. The one I gave you is about 2 years.
It was 2022.
2022. Yeah, it was like because she was talking a lot about the pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so
I
fresh.
realized I'm probably like in my brain I was like, this just happened. I was like, oh, 2022.
Yeah.
Right. It is that weird time warp we all went through. Now, for music, you assigned me the band Fuck on the Beach. The album I Have Never Seen Myself. For me, there was almost a little too much one note, but a lot of songs sounded like the other. But there's great production as far as this level of punk goes. That song, All the World, even got a little psych at the middle/end. The self-titled track, Walk on the Beach. I said, this is quite good. Never heard of this band before this assignment. 7 out of 10.
Nice.
Fucking Japan, dude. They don't miss.
Great band name too.
Yeah. Unmistakable.
Yes.
Yeah. Blow Your Brains Out. Fuck on the Beach. Like Doggy Hoods.
Doggy Hoods is so fucking good, dude.
43 Urban. It's all.
Horsehead Nebula. Let's go, dude. Go ahead, bud.
What about this band at first is like they hit a beat you don't hear too often. That's like it's too fast to do the D beat, but it's too slow to be a blast beat.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the current of the first couple songs. I was like, oh, this is like the punk that I like remember from my childhood, where it was like kind of like street punk but more.
Yeah.
It was like almost like grindcore street punk.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, this is really fucking cool and interesting. Like I liked when I heard like stuff like this was punk. I was like, I guess I like punk.
I guess I like punk.
Great.
Yeah.
And then they started to kind of like change shit up. The vocals very much like just kind of like I don't know. Like I thought the vocals were like okay at first, but then I realized it just sounds like almost like oh god, how do I say it? Like the vocals are it's channeling the chaos of the song. So the vocals are like, this guy's on a roller coaster, like but the whole time like there's no chance for like just chill. Well, I'm just gonna chill, but like no,
he's all
like, the whole time,
he's all like,
like
whoa.
I was like, oh, this guy's like kind of conducting the thing. It's like, no, this is all fucking terrifying. Like,
And then that one song, he's like, oh.
I loved it. It was another thing. I was like, that's kind of one-dimensional, but then I realized I just kept listening to it. I was like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
It's good.
This is actually
That's
really
like pretty much summing up like that Japanese punk.
I would say like
It's
7 out of 10 because
it's all borderline grind.
Yeah.
So it's like that's like and like with the first Japanese hardcore bands I heard were actually from Rick to Life, and it was that type of shit, like that and like Slang and other bands like that. I'm like, oh, Japan's got something else going on.
Truly.
And then Japan started ripping off like East Coast hardcore, like the more beatdowner stuff.
Style.
Yeah, and then you're like,
But then they like did it better than
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God!
exactly.
Talk about we rock so they could run.
They're all like, yo, you know that D tier band that you all like? We just did what they're doing, but we did it 20 times better.
Like,
Yes, and then they like drop a fucking gem on you. It's fucking annoying. It's like, God damn it. And you know they're breakdancing the entire time they're playing it. So you're just like, you guys are just so good at everything. God damn it, dude.
They don't age.
They don't.
They fucking.
They do, but not until they hit like 104.
85.
At 104, they start to like 104. Before that, they're like 50 tops.
Like, are you 23? No, I am actually 61.
I'm from Nepal. I'm 119. Like, what, dude?
And I'm good at everything.
You look fantastic. Now, when we do this, we covered everything, right?
Yeah, that's it.
When we do this, we asked our guests to let us know what they've been listening to lately. You know, because you've listened a million times. So, what have you been jamming lately, buddy? Give us 2 records, or...
God damn it. So I was thinking about this, and I started second guessing everything.
Don't do that. Just
came with.
Just give us whatever.
All right, I thought about this in the show too.
Aww.
So, God, but it's gonna be difficult for you and the listeners. So let's creep it back. All right,
you have no. First of all, you should have every idea of what we've put these listeners through before, and each other.
No.
So no matter what you think it is, it's not that bad.
I'm gonna go all in though with let's say like recommendation number 1.
Okay.
There was a cassette tape I got like in my formative years of metal, and it was from Peaceville Records.
I'm listening.
And it was called Peaceville Volume 4, and it was, you know, the Volume 4 Black Sabbath cover, but it was like Ozzy was like flipping the bird and smoking a cig on the cover. Like they
So
did
it was
like
cool.
little nuanced coolness to it.
Fucking toy, dude.
And it was all their fucking like all their bands at the time. So, but there was like unique tracks. So it was like kind of like, I think there's some like hardcore labels that are doing like, oh, it's a compilation, but it's also like you only get these songs on this compilation, which to me is like
Exclusivity.
a compilation.
Yeah, that was a very late 90s hardcore
like-
thing. Yeah.
I could get all these records and hear these songs, but like, no, I want to hear like a different mix or something like that.
Before
So
everything
it was
became a
that
label
time.
sampler. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, if you buy this, you're getting some fucking gems. Bands like Anathema, bands like My Dying Bride, bands like Dark Throne, the classic like death metal, doom metal, Autopsy.
Nice.
Nice.
Crazy bands like Accidental Suicide, like these crazy old death metal bands that were just like kind of creeping out of the woodwork. And that, I would sit there and listen to it. It was like one of those cassette tapes where you think about the 90-minute cassette tapes where it's like almost too much tape. Like, is this thing okay? Like, there's too much fucking cassette on each side. So it was like an experience. You had to fucking sit through it. You had to, you know, you couldn't skip a song. There were some weird bands like Sonic Violence and Kong, and like bands that like probably lost in time at this point.
I can't wait to review this.
Yeah.
Peaceville Volume 4. You could find it on YouTube as a playlist.
Yeah.
It's not on Spotify. I've looked for it. I wanted to like, because I used to listen to this to go to sleep. This was like my ASMR. Like, you know, put it in like, and I was like, oh, here's the journey, and my song like 1.5 hours of sleep. Peaceville Volume 4, Peaceville Records compilation. Incredible bands front to back. And this is the first time I heard black metal, Dark Throne. And I was like, this fucking sucks. This is bullshit. And then about like 20 times later, I was like, I love this. Check out Jamal. And what else? So that's recommendation number 1, Peaceville Volume 4. I want to give you some good death metal. And
Okay.
I'm going to go fucking deep.
Okay.
Mortal Decay, Jersey band. I think maybe Phil from Ground may have recommended like Forensic. I'm gonna go like,
I know he did bring that.
some demo shit. Mortal Decay, Gathering of Human Artifacts. It's a compilation of their first 3 demos.
Nice.
Start with the song Apparitions, because that is their 3rd demo, and that to me is like when they peaked. The vocals are very burpy, so
Nice.
like the Torture record. Everyone loves the Torture record.
I don't.
I could care less because I've heard Brutalizing Creations by Decay, and that fucking destroys the Torture record.
Sure.
Sorry, Torture.
Torture
I
sucks.
did enjoy their set in Pittsburgh, but Mortal Decay, Brutalizing Creations. So,
Yeah.
Mortal Decay, Gathering of Human Artifacts, that is on Spotify and YouTube and whatnot. Start with the track Apparitions, and you're going to get probably the best demo that I've ever heard.
I want to review the entire thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
same.
let's go with that as it, because I will just continue to talk until
Yeah.
after you've dropped me off. Be in my car like,
Whoa,
check out this
I
dude.
I do that shit all the time. That's why I have a list of what I want to assign, and it's like,
Yeah.
I
Tons of
couldn't
shit.
do
Me
that.
too, and it's ever changing and shit.
yeah.
But I hope you haven't heard either of those yet. Peaceful Volume 4 compilation.
I haven't heard either.
I haven't heard that.
Decay,
I've heard
Brutalizing
Mortal
Creations,
Decay, but not
demo.
these demos.
It's fucking perfect. So,
You showed me some Mortal Decay before.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was
it's-
probably that demo. You probably was like, shut up, baby.
No, I listen to everything you fucking send to me
I
because you
appreciate
normally,
you for that.
you.
That's the sixth thing I like about being in a band with you is you actually listen to my shit that I sent you.
Well, I think you also kind of know what would work on me and what wouldn't. Like, he's not recommending to me some, like, lo-fi black metal. He's like, oh, I know what this dum-dum likes. I'll send him this record. And he's normally fucking 9 out of 10 times he's correct. Tommy, what do you got for me this week?
Well, since we were talking about it right before we started recording, I think I'm going to assign you two things that you've seen previously, but comedy-wise, it's mostly for the listeners at this point.
That's fair.
Comedy-wise, the new Netflix special from Anthony Jeselnik, Bones and All. I was happy to see that it's not that he returned to form because he has never changed
Yeah.
his way, but it was exactly what I would have expected of somebody of his caliber.
Yeah. It was weird to see him dressed down, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like, where's the old gelled hair, dude?
Yeah, and the beard and shit.
I still would.
Oh, for sure. Music, I know you must have heard this, but this is
Okay.
definitely for the listeners. The band is Lip Cream, and the
Nope.
album is Nine Shocks Terror.
Oh. Nine Shocks Tears the band.
I was going to say that's
No.
an old cross band.
Are you
The band is called Lip Cream.
That's
They're
wild.
from
The
Japan
band name,
also.
the band. Yeah, I mean that's pretty tight though. Tribute.
Yeah, they're from Japan.
I've heard Nine Shocks Tear. I never heard Lip Cream.
Yeah, Lip Cream is they're old. It's an old Japanese hardcore record.
They're giving their
Oh,
reputation
shit.
with their album title.
Are you going to write this down, or are you just going to get it later off the thing?
I'll have you text it to me or something.
Let's see. Let's look at my
'Cause
list here.
I need evidence too.
So that's fair. I got two splits for you.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get into any specifics. Just want to tell you these are two splits. The first one is the Meat Shield Aroma split. The second is the Chainsaw to the Face Backslider split.
I like Backslider.
Yeah. Both are.
Is this all similar, kind of?
Yeah, I'll let you go in blind.
Sure.
But it's heavy. But yeah, both are available on at least YouTube to those listening now. I haven't checked Spotify, so I can't tell you, but maybe, you know. But that's what I got for you.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
That's it?
and that's it.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
Wait, I got some gifts for y'all.
Oh
Oh,
shit,
you waited until
Your
then.
friends do cool shit.
we did. They do.
Awesome.
It's my first band's demo from 1996 on CD.
Guess what I'm putting
Nice,
on?
dude.
So I got you both a copy.
Nice. Morbid Entry. Look at this, dude. You just made these recently, didn't you?
Yeah, there's a movie
Look
from
at that
down
guy.
in, I think Idaho. who has
Nah,
a label.
Idaho.
Oh, stop.
Idaho, let's face it.
Let's face it, guys.
Dude,
Folks.
we pressed that demo on CD, and I got the DAT tapes and got them all like cleaned up.
Did you get DAT tapes and Doze tapes?
I got those and those tapes.
True.
Dude, fat fucking rules, dude. Do you have anything you want to plug before we wrap?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Little me, this little guy.
We plug your main band constantly.
Cancer Priest.
I wish, but I know who the main band is.
No.
Everybody should check out Dumal.
Yeah, you said it a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
At Dumal666 on Instagram.
I mean, I fuck with that Adam guy.
Adam, he's peachy keen. Andrew's nice the one time I met him.
I don't know about those guys. Just saying.
Yeah, they're squirrely. They're squirrely. That's all we got. Ev, thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
It was a
Sorry-
fucking pleasure.
Sorry for fucking being so elusive.
No, we
I will do it in the
understand.
future.
It was worth it. It was
Thanks
worth-
for hanging out with us really late on a Wednesday night in the middle of Pennsylvania.
Best Wednesday in Amish country I've had in a while.
We will see everybody in a week.
Yeah.
Toodles.
A bit boop boop bop ba dip boop bit doop boop bow ba dip ba doop ba boop boop bit doop boop ba doop boop 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 bow dip boop bit bow ba dip boop ba ba bow ba dip boop boop bit bow. Yeah, boop beep 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 bow. Yeah, boop beep beep. What do beep beep boop 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 bow bow bow.